Imagine the most secure prison in an entire country. Cameras watching every move, guards on constant alert, a prisoner considered so dangerous that the whole world was watching him. And then one night, he simply vanished. No alarms, no gunfire, no trace. The most wanted drug lord on the planet had disappeared from inside a maximum security prison. His name was Joaquin Guzman. The world knew him as El Chapo. Cita Turn 23 Search 20. And what he did next would embarrass an entire government and stun the world. Welcome back to Wisdom Chronicles, where we uncover the world's most disturbing, untold mysteries. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, because tonight's story sounds like a Hollywood movie, but every word of it is true. This is the story of the tunnel that shocked the world. To understand the escape, you first have to understand the man. Joaquin Guzman was born into a poor farming family in the mountains of Sinaloa, Mexico. Cita Turn 23 Search 20. He was small in height, which is why people called him El Chapo, meaning shorty. But there was nothing small about his ambition. He rose through the criminal underworld and eventually became the leader of the Sinaloa Cartel, one of the most powerful drug trafficking organizations in the world. Cita Turn 23 Search 18. His network operated in more than 50 countries. He smuggled cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and marijuana on a massive scale. He became so wealthy that Forbes once listed him as one of the most powerful people on earth. Cita Turn 23 Search 21. But wealth and power made him a target, and in 2014, his time finally ran out. In February 2014, after years of hunting, authorities finally caught him. Cita Turn 23 Search 16. He was sent to Altiplano, Mexico's most secure prison, located west of Mexico City. This wasn't an ordinary jail. It was designed to hold the most dangerous criminals in the country. Constant surveillance, 24-hour monitoring, a camera pointed directly at his cell. Cita Turn 23 Search 25. The Mexican government was confident. They believed there was no way he could ever escape. They had even resisted sending him to the United States, insisting their prisons could hold him. Cita Turn 23 Search 25. They were wrong. While the world believed El Chapo was locked away forever, something was happening beneath the ground. Far from the prison, in a half-built house about a mile away, a secret project had begun. Cita Turn 23 Search 23. Cartel-connected engineers and workers started digging, not just any tunnel, an engineering masterpiece. It stretched nearly 1 mile. It was tall enough to stand up in. It had electric lighting, ventilation to keep the air breathable, and most shocking of all, a small motorcycle mounted on rails to move dirt and tools, and eventually to carry El Chapo himself. Cita Turn 23 Search 23 Turn 23 Search 27. It took months of digging, months of planning, and it led directly to one specific spot. The one place in his cell the cameras could not see. The shower. Cita Turn 23 Search 23. July 11th, 2015. Around 8:52 in the evening, surveillance footage showed El Chapo pacing in his cell. Then he walked toward the shower area, the one blind spot the cameras couldn't reach. Cita Turn 23 Search 26. And then he was gone. Behind the shower, a hole in the floor led straight down into the tunnel. He climbed down, boarded the motorcycle on the rails, and rode nearly a mile to freedom. Cita Turn 23 Search 23. By the time the guards realized something was wrong, El Chapo had already vanished into the night in a waiting vehicle. Cita Turn 23 Search 25. The most guarded prisoner in Mexico had escaped through the floor of his own cell. The escape sent shockwaves around the world. It was a massive humiliation for the Mexican government. Cita Turn 23 Search 23. Highway checkpoints went up. Border security was tightened. An international airport was even shut down. City Turn 23 Search 26. A massive manhunt began, involving Mexican forces and US agencies. City Turn 23 Search 23. But El Chapo's network was enormous. For nearly 6 months, he slipped through every net. To some people in his home region, he became a kind of folk hero, a man who had outsmarted an entire government. City Turn 23 Search 25. But his freedom would not last. And ironically, it was his own ego that would bring him down. While on the run, El Chapo wanted his story told on the big screen. He began secretly communicating with people to produce a film about his life. City Turn 23 Search 23. Those communications, including a meeting with a famous actor, helped authorities close in on his location. City Turn 23 Search 21. On January 8, 2016, Mexican Marines launched a raid in the city of Los Mochis. City Turn 23 Search 17. A fierce gun battle erupted. Even then, El Chapo tried to escape again, fleeing through the city's drainage tunnels and stealing a car. City Turn 23 Search 17. But this time, there was no escape. He was captured. A year later, he was extradited to the United States. City Turn 23 Search 21. In 2019, he was convicted and sentenced to life in prison plus 30 years. Now held in a supermax facility built specifically to make sure he never escapes again. City Turn 23 Search 20. One man, 2 prison escapes, a tunnel that stunned the world. The story of El Chapo is a reminder of how far power, money, and corruption can reach. He built an empire beneath the ground and vanished from a place everyone believed was escape-proof. But in the end, no tunnel could dig deep enough to keep him free forever, because the truth about people like El Chapo is simple. No matter how powerful you become, no matter how many walls you break through, justice has a way of catching up. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Wisdom Chronicles, because the most unbelievable stories are the ones that are true.